You didn't do your job, Tina. Anyway, moving
Can
on. Thank
can
you
I
for
share
sharing, Tina.
can I share one other thing too that I had
Yeah,
forgotten?
absolutely.
I decided I was going to allow myself one iced Christmas cookie, right?
Mhm. Of course.
And it was small, and I could only eat two-thirds of it. My body stopped at two-thirds and said, "You absolutely cannot eat more." I felt sick,
Hmm.
and in the past, I'd have five, six, 10 throughout the day on Christmas Day,
Yeah. Isn't
and
it
that was a
crazy?
real. That was so cool. That was so cool.
It's crazy how your body will start to adapt and to the things that you once liked. I'm the same way. I can't. I love my mom's homemade sugar cookies, but they're nothing but sugar and butter. And I have like one bite of them and I'm like, holy hell, that's about it for me. So, yes, very good. Thank you for the share. Who else talk to me about the holidays, things that may have like how did the holidays go for you? What are some of your wins, successes? Nancy, hello. How did the holidays go for you? How'd you feel? Oh, and let me get you help you get off of unmute. Navigating those.
I did okay.
You did
I
better than okay. So like now let's be honest. Remember, I'm the one that does your check-ins. So let's
definitely different than past years. I was um more intentional about what I was eating, and I did allow myself our annual Christmas Eve lasagna,
Mhm.
which I made for my 20 family members. And it was delicious, and I enjoyed it, and I didn't feel guilty about it. And I was able to get right back on track the next day. And so I felt like it was a good balance. It
Yeah.
wasn't perfect, but I felt like it was balanced.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
it was
then
good.
that's exactly the way it's supposed to be. Like guy like, I mean, and how did that feel like in relation to maybe past holidays?
I think more in control. And as far as Christmas cookies are concerned, I was definitely not partaking near as much as I normally do. But I did have some. But I threw them away the next day. They're gone, and I just don't want it in the house anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So different behaviors, different habits
for
felt
sure.
good. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I love that. So what I hear you saying is like, listen, I leaned in, I enjoyed myself. I have traditions. These were important to me. I enjoyed myself, but I didn't go overboard. And when it was done, got rid of any temptations.
That's right.
Yeah, I love
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and again, guys, like for those of you that are tuning in, if you're new, that is like we get hung up on what, that freedom is and and what we're really doing here. And it's about, it's not about restriction. That's like that old diet culture, but it is learning this balance. And that's, when you sit in the driver's seat, and like a lot of you, like Nancy just shared, Renee shared, when you're in the driver's seat and you're in control, it's such a different feeling. So it's not that you don't have the things, but you now have it with boundaries. Like you're the one making the choice to have the lasagna because, damn, it makes me feel good. It's a happy tradition, but I don't have to go overboard. And I do want a cookie, so I'm going to have a cookie. But like Renee said, and like you said, Nancy, like I'm not going to eat the whole tray of it. And that's food freedom. You are in control, where in the past, a lot of times food had the driver's seat, and that's the shift. So that's really
Mhm.
good. Thanks for sharing, guys.
Sure.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
It
really
does.
does. And you don't have that, post holiday, blues
Yeah.
where you feel like, and that guys, like really hearing this and leaning into this, that's where that binge and restrict comes from. And now you're just this, you know? And in the beginning, it's hard. And I know a lot of you guys are like, even Nancy, you and I had conversations in the beginning. Jesus, hell, what is this nutrition shit that we have to do? And, you know, and that's why we put these things in place, the guides, the reset that we do in the beginning, carb cycles, any of the things that we do, like they're not for, they're just tools to help create these habits. And this is where you guys see these habits start to come into play, and then they just become things that you normally do. And the cookies don't taste the way that they used to. Sometimes they give you a bellyache. So thank you for the shares.
Sure.
And I love that. Thank you. Stacy, hi. Welcome to back to Coach Jules Convos. You know, you've been doing this for a while. You have anything to add to it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah. I would say, and it's funny because Jen and I were talking about when we started with you, Jules, at Aesthetic Freedom, and it was like it'll be 4 years in July, I think, is what we had decided. I think that's right, Jen, right? But talking about the cookies. So here's a good example. I went to my sister's for the holiday, and she always makes gingerbread cookies. Last year we didn't go because we built a new house and we needed to be here because it was just, the sea of boxes. Um, but so I had one gingerbread cookie, not iced, just plain because they're my favorite, like stop the car, slap your mama, like the best cookie ever. Um, and I ate one and that's all I had. And I knew I was going to have a sugar hangover the next day because I get sugar hangovers and they suck. It's not worth it. But I said to her, I said, this is the last, or this, the last time I had a cookie? And she said, when? I said, the last time I was here a year and a half ago. And it was on my birthday in May, and she bought me the Susie Cakes peanut butter cookies, which are also slap your mama good. But I remember also having a sugar hangover after I ate that one too. But my point is those cookies, like they used to be, like I heard a lot of ladies saying, you would eat them all throughout the holiday. It's not even part of me to do that anymore. I don't even have cookies in the house. Like it just isn't something that I would do. But before then, I can remember just binging cookies, just sitting watching TV, just like mindlessly eating cookies. And then, going through the program. And I realized at the time there was something going on with me. Like, what was I trying to avoid or make myself feel better, self-soothe with the sugar and all the things? But once you become cognizant of that, it changes how you look at that food. It's not the same anymore. It's like you can't unknow it or unsee it once you see it, if that makes sense. So I would just add that it gets so much easier. Like you don't even want the cookie. Like I could make cookies for my whole neighborhood and probably never even touch one. It just doesn't. I might take a nibble just to see, okay, what am I feeding people? Does it taste okay? But or if I'm in a mood, I'd be like, if I take a little piece of that, I'll end up eating 10. So I'm just not even going to touch it. But you know that about yourself. And so it's a learning process. It is the journey, as they say. But you won't, for me, from my experience, I never look at things like cookies the same. It's just not part of my life anymore.
It's a different identity.
It's a habit that you form, and like my water, like I always measure out my water. I'm working from home 2 days a week now and downtown 3 days a week. And Jules, you know what downtown Nashville's like, right? But I have my gallon jug just like I did when I started almost 4 years ago, and I fill it up in the morning, and I know how much water I drink every day.
Yeah, we all, because we create our habits, and
Yep.
So a lot of like, what I hear you saying and just sharing, like, guys, like, that's it. Like you have this version of yourself. Like we talk about the 2.0 version. It's a new identity. And that's literally what we are building with you guys. And that's why, things like you see that shift in your identity because we create new habits. Like you have to remember you have decades of habits, so it's about doing things over and over. It's just like being in the gym. When you're in the gym, if you want to build a muscle, you have to put in the reps, and putting in the reps over and over, and pretty soon the muscle builds. And it's the same thing when it comes to shifting that mindset to how we handle food, and it starts to shift. And like Stacy said, it becomes a new habit, a new identity. You just, and it's hard to say, but you shift to the person that doesn't necessarily want that. And it's not that you can't have it, you certainly can have it. You just choose not to because you show up differently for that different version of yourself. And you make those choices. So I love that you
Yeah.
share that. And you
Uh,
come up with all different habits too. Like, I do the same thing with water. Like and these things become goals. They're just things that you do, just like you get up and you brush your teeth every day, you take a shower, they become your new non-negotiables, and to not do it just doesn't feel right. And yes, sugar, that's probably a little bit of what you had, Renee. Some people are very sensitive to sugar comas, sugar hangovers
it's
are,
awful.
I get them too. They're
It's
not.
awful. Like it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
So like when I look at cookies now, I look and I'm like, I know the consequence of eating that cookie. I'm
Mhm.
gonna feel like tomorrow is not. It's like I might as well just like drink a few tequila shots. I'm gonna be hungover. It's not even worth it to me. Like whatever that feeling was that I wanted. And then you think about when you're putting something in your mouth, you're like, what is this doing to my body right now? And that's never left me. And the reason I do the water is because Jules, you taught me to do the water like that.
Yeah.
So,
Just go.
but it's not, it's like I'm putting this in my body, but what is the effect? What is that doing to what inflammation am I going to feel in the morning? What am I doing to my stomach? What am I, am I reversing some of the things that I just did at the gym when I worked hard as hell, you know, adding those extra 10 pounds and the extra rep and like, why? What is the gain from it?
Mhm. I love it. New identities, shifts.
Mhm.
Anybody else have any? Christina, I haven't seen you in a while. How did your holidays go? You have any wins, things that happened for you want to share? I know you've had a busy, I gotta unmute you. Unmute. You had a busy
Can you
holiday.
hear me now?
Now I can.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you guys? God, I'm good. I'm good. Like it was a busy, I had like a lot of family issues. My mother-in-law, my parents, like injuries. And so I kind of checked out a little bit, but I didn't abandon
Oh,
the food. So
I
yes,
love that. You
yes. So
checked
I
out,
think,
but you didn't abandon. Expand on that for our
right.
friendly
So
viewers,
I was very, I didn't,
listeners.
I'll be very honest, I did not track, but I was very mindful when I ate. And I made it through. And I kept telling myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna just ditch everything, like I'm gonna be mindful when I eat. I'm gonna give myself the grace to have this time to do what I need to do for my family. And I think I made it through okay. Like I'm not feeling puffy and bloated and gross. And so I
Yeah,
think that's a win.
yeah.
And I have to say too, like the others, if I eat too much, like if I eat something that I know I'm not supposed to eat, it makes me feel so sick. My tummy, I can't do it. So it's not even worth it?
Mhm.
So yeah, so I
And
made it
how is
through.
that? Like, how do you think you would have handled this a year? I mean, I know you've been with
Oh,
here for a while, but how would you have handled this whole situation a year ago? Maybe even
I
2 years ago?
yeah, I think I would have just
Had a case of the fuckets?
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was very different this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I find that interesting because, again, I do your check-in, so I know like it wasn't just the holiday season for you. You had other things that started to
Mm,
happen. And, this is the other thing, guys, like as you're tuning in and listening to this, like, a lot of times we want to, and what I hear you saying, Christina, is even though you needed to pivot and have focus on your family, you never really took the focus off of you either. You continued to fill your cup. And where in the past, shit, I just got to abandon me and
yeah.
I have to pour into all these people. But this time the difference is no, I don't abandon me.
Mm-hmm.
I take care of others, but I take care of myself, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
a priority. And
Yep.
maybe it looks a little different right now, but I still take care of me. That's what I hear you did differently. And
Mm-hmm.
come out feeling better. And I think we
Yes.
forget that. Like we hear this saying, guys, but we don't always understand what it means, and or do we practice it? We truly need to fill our own cup in order to have what we need to fill others' cups. So again, I'm going to ask you, like Christina, this, like when it comes to that, did you have more to pour out
Yes.
maybe
I
in the
think,
past?
yeah. Yeah, because I was taking care of myself. Even though I didn't do everything that I would normally do, my foundation was there.
Mm.
So, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I was able to show up better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the key too. Like things isn't going to always be perfect. You don't have to track for the rest of your life. Like, but when you do the things in the beginning and you build, like you just said, the
Mm-hmm.
foundation, you create those habits. Those of you that are new, like again, like what you're hearing here is Christina did build those habits and she still tracks. But then you get to a place where if you have to pivot, and you do know how to intuitively eat because those habits are there because you've done
Mm-hmm.
it over and over again. And it doesn't mean you don't go back to tracking at some point in time, because
Yep. Back at tracking yesterday. So
you just get right back at it again. Just,
right back at it.
it's good to be able to say, okay, now what am I really doing here?
Yeah.
So I love that. That's a really
Yeah.
great share.
Thank
Really.
Can
you.
I tag on to
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
please do.
That what I hear, what I appreciate, because I was in the same boat, Christina. I was mindful of what
Yep.
I was eating, but
Mm-hmm.
I went to my sister's for 5 days,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew my intention was to go in. I was going to track and do all that, and I did, but then things got in the way. We were doing something different,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was intentional. Okay, I'm going to prioritize my protein. I'm going
Exactly.
to limit processed carbs. I'm
Yep.
going to be intentional about the things I was eating.
Exactly.
But did we go to a Korean restaurant? And did I have my favorite Korean dish and enjoy it? Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And did I feel horrible after I ate it? No. But well, am I going
Oop, shit.
Oh, we lost
to?
her.
I know.
What we're learning is how to be mindful and intentional and not go off the rails. Where in the past, I would have gone off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
I would have eaten everything. I would have been like, oh, okay, I'm not going to track. So for these 5 days, I'm going to eat everything I can possibly eat that I don't allow myself to eat.
Mm.
And that's not where I'm at anymore. It's just like my priority is me. If I want to have something, I'll enjoy it. Just like, we
Mm-hmm.
were talking about the cookie, enjoy the cookie. But I don't need 10 of the cookies. I don't need all of the things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to enjoy it because this is the rest of my life. So am I never going to have a cookie? No. Am
Yeah.
I never going to have, something that I want? No, I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you become more confident in yourself and the control, it's about the control for me. Like I'm in
Mm-hmm.
control. I'm not going off the rails. Food drove me in the past.
Mhm.
And now I'm driving the food bus. The food bus isn't,
Mm-hmm.
hauling me around.
Right. And I
So
think,
I like how you said that.
thank you. And I think, like you said, the food bus was driving you in the past. And I think I realized that maybe it was so much under eating before,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we wouldn't eat and then we'd eat and we'd be like so hungry, because we thought we were like, it's the whole cycle. Like, oh, we're being
Mm-hmm.
good. So we're eating, 1,000 calories. And then, yeah, it's so eye-opening to be at this point and look back and see how we do things differently now.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Very
Yeah.
good shares, ladies. And to tag on to like to what you just said, Christina, that's exactly what you were doing. Like so many of you guys come into the program, you're like, I only eat 1,000 calories a day. I only eat 1,200. And I'm like, sorry. That's not true.
No.
Nobody gains weight eating 1,200, 1,100 calories a day. That's not what's happening, but we think we are because, like you just said, Christina, we're dieting. We're like, I'm being so good, but then we're not mindful of something that you guys both just shared about is or even, what Stacy said earlier, then you sit down on the couch and you're eating all the cookies and all the things, but I don't eat that much. But we forget about those things that happen. And that's
Hmm.
exactly what you said. And then we're in this place of, that's the binge and restriction. So yeah, that's what you're learning here. And what we're undoing is creating those new habits, and that freedom, that feeling that you guys both talked about is so amazing. Like same with me. Like I went to the holidays and I'm not really big into sweets and cookies, but I kind of did the same thing that some of you guys did. It's been a really long time since I've actually enjoyed anything with I'm usually in prep or some damn thing is going on during the holidays, and I'm very, very focused. So my family's pretty used to me coming to any holiday event with little Beano boxes, and they even they're like, well, we know you're not going to have anything. Well, this year I actually was different. I was like, nah, I'm just going to, if you want to go out to dinner, I'll go to dinner. I'll, partake. And so my mom, she's Swedish, and she makes like these short bread cookies, if you've ever had them, that they melt in your mouth. But I've also watched her make them. They are sugar and butter. Like, so one, I get sugar, freaking hangovers the next day. But I was like, nah, if I'm gonna have one, I haven't had one in a while, I'm gonna have it. Now it took me 2 days to eat the cookie because I would break off a piece of the star and eat it, and then I'd break off another piece and eat it. But it felt, so good. So again, but you don't overindulge. You don't, like, I didn't eat the plate of cookies just because there was a plate of cookies there. And she didn't just have a plate of cookies, she bakes for the whole neighborhood. So there was a whole baker's rack full of freaking cookies that she gives away. I was like, Jesus, hell. All iced sugar cookies. But again, in the past, there was an old version of me that would have plowed through those with ease and walk by them and not even care. Just pick up the cookie. So it is pretty awesome to have that food freedom. Anybody else have something to share? Kim V, how'd your holiday go, mama? You don't have
There we go. Okay. Um, Holidays were good, a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it, I followed my meals pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Completely fell off the rails on the workouts. I think I'm a little bit like you. That temperature was 20 degrees. I was not leaving my house. It just wasn't happening. um, so I tried to do the treadmill when I could. I have the rowing machine. Um, if you recall, right around Thanksgiving, I had joined the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this thing about crowds in the gym and just people being like, I don't know, it's a weird issue. And I went a few times and then I got caught up a couple nights where it was crowded. So I felt like I hit a brick wall. Um, so I'm just trying to give myself grace. While the holidays are good, it was the busiest we've ever been from a work perspective. So it was, normally where I would have that last week of the year to just kind of chill and, focus on me, it was contracts and negotiations and just a lot of desk time that I wasn't anticipating. So yeah, it's, to what Kate said earlier is, we're in a different place. So I was happy with my mindset. I've maintained the weight.
Mm-hmm.
I cheated and I weighed myself today. um, and I'm actually down a little. So I realized that maybe while I'm not building the muscle tone that I want right now, I've learned to move and I've learned to, like you said, the food freedom, just knowing what to eat and going, yeah, I don't want that, or that I don't have to finish a plate. Just because it's there doesn't mean I have to eat the whole thing, even though it was measured. If I'm not that hungry, not to force myself to eat it. So, you know, I think the giving myself grace is probably the newest thing for me.
Yeah.
So that's a whole new concept. And so I'm going to take that as my win. But I'm watching the temperatures. We're supposed to get back up into the 40s tomorrow. So then I can get back, because I'm not a treadmill fan. I'd rather be outside. But I can't take the wind and I haven't broken past that self-discipline to say, just do it, damn it.
Yeah. It'll come. And it's about being intentional. So I don't like the cold either, but so I just like a couple of the things. I'll give you guys some hints, and I'll give you a little hint, Kim. So like this morning, I don't walk a lot during the. I don't like to be outside. So I use a treadmill, of course, and then I have a walking pad that I will try to be very intentional about doing. But I've also switched up, but like my alarm goes off in the morning and I'm like I before this call, I had another call before this call, like a one-on-one with somebody. And it's not my favorite thing to do, but like I will tell you guys something like it's about building the reps and getting into the routine. So I do happen to live in a condo that has a gym. So I'll go down to it's not a good gym, but it has a Stairmaster and 2 treadmills. But it's the first of the year. So everybody's on those fucking treadmills. I'm like, seriously? I'm usually down here all by myself in the morning, but you're all on there. But I just get on and I do like I've been doing the stairs lately. That's like part of my new workout routine. And I don't like it, Kim, but once I get on it, like I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm okay. So just like thinking of those little, like I'll set very much intentions for myself throughout the day. And for you easily, we should just, we can go back to just, little home workouts, but don't try to go all the way back in, guys. When some of this stuff happens, like create small moments of time. That's the other thing that I'll do. Like I've added in, I'll create these little moments of time of where I will get my steps in. So, and where in the summer, when it's warmer, I front load my day very, very heavy. Or on a warmer day here, you'll see that I will front load my day very heavy. Like if the weather gets up, I'll get up in the morning and just knock out my steps so I have the rest of my day. But when it's colder out, because I hate the cold too, I become a little more like I create moments throughout the day where I get a set amount of steps. I get up, I walk, I move. So just trying to create that space. But listen, you maintained your nutrition, and that's part of like what we do is then we just come right back. That's part of it. Like nothing's ever going to be perfect. We may pivot, and then like we do with nutrition, we start tracking our food again. We just get right back to it again. So I love that. We'll get you
One
back,
thing that I've
Mama.
one thing that I've done when I don't want to be outside in the cold, or if it's raining, is I'll go to my local Walmart and
Oh.
just walk the aisles. And I've driven 20 minutes to a Menards in the past. Menards have amazing walking aisles. You can get so much mileage in there.
Yeah.
So
Pivoting, looking for creative ways. I
That's
love
great.
that.
That's a great idea.
Right? I'd be in trouble. Like to keep me out of Target, I'd have a full cart. Don't
no
worry.
excuses, right? No excuses.
Oh God. I like that. That's a really good idea though. I just thought of like Menards or like Home Depot. They have really, you're right. They have great walking aisles. I'd be less tempted to buy shit in there too. I love that. Good ideas. All right, guys. Good stuff. Anybody else have anything they want to share? This is a great call.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
um, so Kim, I hate walking outside in the cold. I live in Indiana and it's been so cold here. And I also hate walking on a treadmill. But one thing that's really helped me is like I heard someone say once, there's no bad weather, just bad gear. And
Mm.
so if you just get yourself a good hat, some good gloves, some good good insulated, thermal tights, or whatever, and just push yourself to walk around the block or what, and just really short. It's almost empowering to feel the cold weather on your face, and it's almost like you can really um, beat it. It's almost like, this weather's not going to beat me. I'm going to beat it. And if you just force yourself to do it, I would just challenge you to do that. It's been really empowering for me this winter to force myself to do it. I had a treadmill and then it broke. So I had all kinds of excuses to not get my steps in. I'm still not really hitting them every day, but it's really empowering to challenge yourself to get out there in the cold weather. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
It's funny that you just said that too, Nancy. I was on a one-on-one with a woman that lives in one of your peers in here that lives in Canada, Lily. She's not real loud in here. She's kind of a quiet lady, but she was she lives in Canada. And it's funny what you said, Nancy. She said the same thing. She gets up in the morning and she's like, "Oh, I love walking in the morning." And I'm like, "And it's really cold there." And she said, and she said the same thing. She's like, "I never used to like it. I hated the cold weather." She's like, "I now get up and look forward to it." She's like, "I love hearing my feet crunch on the snow." She's like, "I like the fact that it's quiet out." She's like, "I'm looking at like the darkness." She's like, "I wear a reflector." But she said what you said. I said, "Is it cold out?" She goes, "No, actually, I'm sweating." She goes, "But," she said, "I wear lined," she's like, "It's how I dress now." And she's like, "I'm not cold when I go out there." She's like, "But I have my hat on and my hood on." She's like, "And my jackets and my layers." And she's like, "I actually start to sweat when I'm out there." So it's interesting that you say that. It is like in the gear. I just don't. I, I live in a strange place. So, I mean, yes, it's an excuse, but I don't have a lot of winter gear because 90% of the time here it's hot. So, but I do get it. I used to live up north. So that's really good advice. I love that. There you go, Kim. You've been challenged. Now Nancy's going to be in the group checking on you. Where's your parka? But all good ideas, guys. I love this. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else have anything to add? All right. Well, have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing all of your vision boards. Who's working on as you're working on your vision boards and you get them done, share in the group so we can see them. I love seeing them. Have a good week, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.